A golden angel descends to the battlefield of Armageddon. Blood angels are dying by the hundreds. The orcs are winning. And then he appears. The Sanguinor. 7 feet of golden armor. Wings like burning lights. A blade that cuts through reality itself. He slaughters 300 orcs in 40 seconds. Then he vanishes into the war before anyone can speak to him. No one knows who is he. No one knows where he comes from. The Blood Angels call him the Guardian Angel. But three theories suggest that it might be something far stranger than that. And one of them changed everything we know about Sanguinius. Hit subscribe right now because this mystery goes deeper than the Blood Angels want you to know. Here's what we know for certain about the Sanguinor, and it's not much. He appears only when the Blood Angels face extinction level threats. Never before, never after. All in their darkest hour. He never speaks, not once, not to a chapter master, not to chaplains, and not even to Dante, who's led the Blood Angels for 1500 years. He fights with techniques no living Blood Angel knows, combat styles from the Great Crusade that were lost 10,000 years ago. And here's the strangest part. He doesn't just kill the enemy, he inspires the Blood Angels around him. They fight harder, move faster, as if his presence awakens something in the Jinn Seed. So what is he? Three theories attempt to answer that question, and each one is supported by canon lore that the Imperials tried very hard to keep secret. Theory 1 suggests that the Sanguinor is Azkaellon, the first and the greatest of the Sanguinary Guard. During the Horus Heresy, Azkaellon served as the Sanguinius' personal bodyguard and herald. He wore golden armor. He carried the Primarch's banner into battle. He was there when Sanguinius made his final stand against Horus. And then, he vanished from all the Imperial records. Here's the evidence. The Sanguinor wears the exact armor configuration of the Sanguinary Guard. Golden artificer plate with wing-mounted jump pack. This isn't the standard Blood Angels wear gear. It's a ceremonial equipment reserved for the Primarch personal guard. He wields the blade Encarmine and the Infernus pistol, weapons that belong to Sanguinius himself. How would anyone except the Sanguinary Guard have access to the Primarch's personal armory? And also the Sanguinor knows battle tactics from the Great Crusade that were never recorded in any chapter archives. He fights like someone who learned directly from Sanguinius. The theory goes like this. When Sanguinius died aboard the Vengeful Spirits, Azkaellon tried to recover his body. He failed. The psychic backlash of the Primarch's death struck him, and something changed. His armor fused to his flesh. His body became something between mortal and warp entity, and he became eternal. Unable to die, unable to speak, cursed to watch over the Blood Angels forever as the Silent Guard. And here's the problem with this theory. If the Sanguinor is Azkaellon, why doesn't he reveal himself? Why he doesn't try to make Dante understand his own successor who really is? Unless the fusion went deeper than just flesh and metal. Unless Azkaellon's consciousness was burned away entirely, leaving only instinct, only purpose, only the oath he swore to Sanguinius 10,000 years ago. I will guard your sons until the stars go cold. And maybe he still is. Theory 2 is way darker, and it suggests that the Sanguinor isn't a person at all. It's a warp entity born from the collective beliefs of every Blood Angel who ever prayed to Sanguinius. And here's how it works. In Warhammer 40k, beliefs has power. The Chaos God exists because trillions of souls feel rage, despair, ambitions, and excess. The Emperor might be sustained on the Golden Throne by the fate of the quadrillions of Imperial citizens. But what happens when an entire Space Marine chapter, genetically programmed to revere their Primarch, spend 10,000 years praying Sanguinius? What happens when 1,000,000 Blood Angels across 1,000 of battlefield cry out for the salvation in their darkest hour? The warp answers. The Sanguinor appears only when the Blood Angels are dying, only when their fate is the strongest, only when their desperation creates a psychic scream so powerful it tears through reality. And he manifests as the idealized version of what they believe Sanguinius was, golden, angelic, and unstoppable. Not the flawed Primarch who fell to the Black Rage, not the warrior who knew he would die, but the angel, the myth, the legend. This explains why he never speaks. Warp entities born from belief don't have individual consciousness. They're echoes, reflections. They act according to the will that created them. It explains why it grows stronger when more blood angels are present. More believers, more psychic energy, more power. And it explains the most disturbing details of all. The Sanguinor didn't exist before the Horus Heresy ended. There are no records of a golden angel saving blood angels during the siege of Terra. No sightings during the scouring. He only appears in M32, 1,000 years later after Sanguinius died. 1,000 years for the legend to grow, for the belief to get solidified, for the work to shape their belief into something real. But if this theory is true, it raises a terrifying question. If the blood angels create the Sanguinor through fate, what else they could have created? What other echoes of Sanguinius lurk in the world, waiting to manifest? What happens if their fate can create something terrible? Theory 3 is the one the blood angels believe, and is the most tragic. When Sanguinius died, his souls didn't pass into the warp intact, it shattered. One fragment became the Black Rage, the curse that drives the Blood Angels into berserk fury, reliving the primal final moments over and over again. Another fragment became the Red Thirst, the vampiric hunger that makes them crave for blood. But a third fragment became the Sanguinor. This theory suggests that the Sanguinor is the noble part of Sanguinius, his compassion, his self-sacrifice, his desire to protect his sons, the part that couldn't bear to leave them alone. And here's the evidence. The Sanguinor appears only to blood angels, never to other chapters, never to the Imperial Guards, never to civilians, only to Sanguinius Gene's sons. He fights to protect them, not to win battles. There are documented cases where the Sanguinor appeared, saved a squad of blood angels and then vanished there again, even though the battle was still raging. His purpose isn't victory, it's preservation. And most compelling, the blood angel who see the Sanguinor describe feeling a sense of peace, of being forgiven, as if their Primarch himself was telling them, "You have done enough. You have suffered enough. I am proud of you." And that's not something a warp entity will do. That's not something Azkaellon will do. That's something a father would do. And here's what breaks this theory apart. If the Sanguinor is Sanguinius' soul, where was he during the devastation of Bar? When the Tyranids nearly exterminated the entire chapter, when Dante himself was on the edge of death. He appeared for 30 seconds, killed a handful of Tyranids, and he vanished again. Why? If he's truly Sanguinius souls, why wouldn't he stay? Why wouldn't he fight until the very last Tyranid was dead? Unless the soul fragment is fading, weakening, and every time he manifests, it costs him more. Every battle drains him further. Which means one day he won't appear never again, and all the blood angels will face their darkest hour, alone. So which theory is true? Is the Sanguinor the last sanguinary guard, cursed to eternal service? Is he a work-born manifestation shaped by the 10,000 years of fate? Or is he the dying fragments of Sanguinius souls, growing weaker with every battle? Games Workshop has deliberately kept this mystery unsolved, and maybe that's the point, because the truth might be worse than any theory. What if the Sanguinor is all three? What if Azkaellon's body became the vessel for a warp entity born from the Sanguinius soul fragments? What if the Blood Angel's greatest protector is also their greatest curse? There is one detail that supports this, one line from the codex that everyone overlooks. The Sanguinor appears when the Blood Angels need him the most, but he vanishes before they can thank him. Not before they can speak to him, before they can thank him. As if he doesn't want gratitude, as if he knows what he really is. And maybe that's the most terrifying answer of all. Thanks for watching, everyone. Drop your theory in the comment right now. Tell me which one you think is canon, and if you got a fourth theory I didn't cover, even better, blow my mind. Hit subscribe if you want more deep dives into mystery games Workshop doesn't want to solve, and I'll see you in the next one.